And the second beast requires all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. That is your number, your social security, and your birth certificate. Your hand, your livelihood, your forehead is your worship. So Noah had three sons, Shem and Ham. The Israelites come from Shem. Shem and Ham are dark races, right? Japhet are the white nations, Europe and Asia, Eurasia. So those are your Gentile nations. Ham and Japhet are the Gentile nations. I see a lot of disrespect from Judah towards the Native Americans, so let me break this down. So America is the old true country, right? And Nimrod was a Hamite. And Nimrod was a black man, making his people black as well. And Nimrod was the founder of Freemasonry. So yes, that's why both races, the red man and the black man, are depicted in artwork in the Americas. So stop saying that our people, the Native Americans, are the fake Native Americans, because that's not true. Because a lot of the black people they were in America were actually Hamites. Why do you think there's so many Egyptian relics and pyramids in the Americas? So the reading of Joshua tells you that Joshua and the tribes fought the giants of Canaan and took over the promised land. So yes, the Canaanites were here, and the Canaanites are black. So both nations were here, the red man and the black man. And I'm not telling you that the black men are not Judah, because like not all Native Americans are the tribes of Israel, not all black people are Judah. So test the spirit. So Nimrod himself was a giant on Anunnaki. And they also have King Solomon's books as well. So reading the book of Joshua, it tells you that Esau killed Nimrod. So he took all the books of knowledge, he has it, and that's why he runs the world. These dynasties that run the District of Columbia is the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. Esau was red child. So that is your finances, your hand. They will mark you on your hand, because the founding fathers of international finances was the Rothschilds. They're the ones behind the Papal Treasury. By the way, Francis died today. And remember, these are principalities, so that spirit gets transferred into the next pope. Also, then there's Rockefeller. Rockefeller, which is Peter. That is your religion. Upon this rock, I will build my church. So it's Rockefeller and Rothschilds. These are the dynasties that run the world.
The Klaus Schwabs and the Faucis, all of them are the visible. The ones who really plan are behind the curtain. They don't want anyone to know who they are. There are dynasties that have continued since a long time. You know, some of the evidence for this has come out. I mean, for example, World War II documents, you know, after 80 years, they've released quite a bit, and you suddenly realize, hey, some of them are still now. That's right.
And who are some of those people?
Rockefeller, Rothschild, multinational corporations. And they tell you, it's all written, it's all laid out. They want one world government, one world health organization that tells everybody in the universe what they may do, and they did it during COVID.
These are Khazars, the 13 tribes. So after Jehudah fell, the second kingdom, in Maccabees 1, it tells you that they tore up our books and rewrote them. And in its place, they put the names of their gods, because it's not God, it's Yah. Because God is short for Gadriel, the God of fortune. And that is the God they serve. That's why the fathers of international finances, that's why they hold all the money in the world. And these Khazarians were part of Russia, and that's why Russia would be invading America, because they're all the same people. They all serve the same master. Because don't kid yourself, there's only two masters in this world. You serve one or you serve the other.
Written by Freemason Albert Pike, create an apocalypse that will exhaust and depopulate the masses through deadly designer viruses, global terror, economic disasters, and nuclear war, when the remaining survivors will gladly embrace the promises of a handsome, charismatic new leader who will unveil his plan of hope for eternal world peace. The only way to achieve eternal world peace, he will explain, is to put an end to the 5 causes of war. Secretly, he knows there is only one main cause of wars. The wars caused by his royal ancestors who planned, provoked, financed, and profited from them. He will sell his peace plan by telling the world that border wars will only end by creating a world without borders. Religious wars will only end by creating one world religion of interfaiths. Economic wars will only end by creating a cashless, debt-free society. Rivalry wars between rulers will only end by creating one world ruler. The tools used for war, from handguns to nuclear bombs, will be eliminated, and one world army will be created, which will guarantee world peace. How will this eternal peace plan be accomplished? Through the United Nations, which is the brainchild of the Committee of 300 ruling families. The UN is their vehicle for world government and is located on 18 acres of prime Manhattan land donated by the most visible of the ruling families, the Rockefellers. The UN is a closed organization with no public records or open meetings. U.S. taxpayers have already invested $2 trillion in this world authority. Although most of the people working for the UN are genuinely working for peace, the UN is a godless organization controlled by the Committee of 300. The Queen's husband, Prince Philip, and Evelyn Rothschild have already established an interfaith declaration for the creation of one world religion. What would life be like in this world empire with one world religion, one world army, one world economy, one world court, one world media, one world government, and one world dictator? What the public doesn't know is that Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto and the Russian Constitution have been built into the UN Charter, and that the New World Order will be a communist world order. Peace on earth will be a forced peace in which citizens will have no rights. No right to bear children without approval, no right to travel without authorization, no right to own private property, no right to privacy, no right to bear arms, no right to protest, no right to receive an inheritance, no right to choose an education or a job or even a place of residence, and worst of all, no right to live. The right to live will be based on an individual's rating of usefulness to the royal elite. In this planned world without borders or nations, citizens will be disarmed of all weapons, including handguns, and will have no means to protest, fight, resist, or challenge this one world authority who will control them spiritually, economically, and militarily. Every human being will be electronically tattooed and will become helplessly dependent on this one world authority for all of their most basic needs. The masses will eventually be taught to bow down and worship this one world dictator who will rule the entire world from his eternal throne in Israel.
This world leader will be the most popular man that has ever walked the planet Earth. He will be embraced by the whole world as the man of the hour. He's going to bring an apparent peace. He will rise as a finance man, a peacemaker, but emerges as the most powerful dictator that the world has ever seen. He will be a dynamic, mesmerizing public speaker. Apparently, this is the way he will literally sway the world. And it talks about him winning the hearts of the world, not just taking power over them, but he wins their hearts. He convinces them that he is the one who can bring world peace and prosperity and security. He's a convincer. He's able to persuade people like no one ever has before. The Bible also speaks of him as having supernatural power, doing signs and wonders. He's going to be a very convincing act. He's going to be the most attractive leader. There's a tendency, because of our spiritual orientation, to paint him in evil colors, and that is certainly valid, but it won't be apparent to the secular world. He is going to be the peacemaker. He's going to solve problems that no one has been able to solve to date, and as such will be embraced by the general population. He will be a media man's dream. He's not going to have to shoot his way into power. The people of the world, disillusioned with disorder and bankruptcy and all these individual and infectable problems and drive-by shootings and revolutions and the manageable state of world affairs, they will welcome a great world leader, the man with a plan.